and welcome back to Sustainability Ventures, the channel where we cut through climate slogans and examine sustainability through evidence, not assumptions. Today's topic sounds like a solution to climate change. Carbon offsets. Plant a tree, protect a forest, fund clean energy. Sounds great, right? But here's the uncomfortable question few people ask. What if some carbon offset programs don't reduce emissions at all? What if they sometimes increase them? This isn't an attack on climate action. It's about understanding why good intentions don't always lead to good outcomes. Let's break down how carbon offsets work and where they quietly fail. In theory, carbon offsets are simple. If a company emits 1 ton of CO2, it pays for a project that removes or avoids 1 ton elsewhere. Common offset projects include tree planting, forest conservation, renewable energy in developing countries, methane capture, and clean cook stoves. The idea is balance. Emit here, reduce there. And on paper, the math looks clean. But climate systems don't work on paper. They work in the real world. And that's where problems begin. Here's the first red flag. Offsets allow emissions to continue. Instead of cutting fossil fuel use, companies often pay to compensate for it. This creates a dangerous mindset. If we can just offset it, why change our system? Airlines keep flying. Factories keep burning fossil fuels. Supply chains stay carbon intensive. Offsets don't transform the system. They delay transformation. And delays matter in a climate emergency. This leads to something called the rebound effect. When companies label products or services as carbon neutral, consumers feel less guilty, demand increases, usage rises. For example, if flights are marketed as carbon neutral, people may fly more, not less. The result? Higher overall emissions even after offsets. Offsets can unintentionally encourage more carbon-intensive behavior. That's the opposite of climate mitigation. One of the biggest technical failures in offset programs is something called additionality. A project is only a valid offset if it would not have happened without offset money. But many projects fail this test. Examples: forests that were already protected, renewable energy plants already funded, tree projects in areas where trees would grow anyway. If the project would happen regardless, then no extra emissions were reduced, but companies still claim carbon neutrality. That's not offsetting, that's accounting fiction. Another major issue, permanence. Trees store carbon slowly, but they can release it instantly through wildfires, droughts, logging, or land use change. If a forest burns 10 years later, all that offset carbon goes straight back into the atmosphere. Meanwhile, the emissions it was meant to offset, those were permanent. Temporary storage cannot balance permanent pollution. Here's a quieter problem: carbon leakage. Protect one forest, and deforestation may simply shift to another location. The activity doesn't stop, it relocates. So emissions aren't reduced globally, they're redistributed. Climate change doesn't care where CO2 comes from, only how much enters the atmosphere. Offsets often fail to account for this displacement. Let's be clear, not all carbon offsets are useless. High-quality offsets can play a role, but only after real reductions. Offsets work best when emissions are already minimized, projects are verifiable and additional, storage is long-term, and transparency is high. Offsets should be a last step, not a substitute for change. Reduction first, offsets second, claims last. So why do carbon offset programs sometimes increase overall emissions? Because they delay real reductions, encourage more consumption, rely on weak assumptions, and promise permanence they can't guarantee. The lesson is simple. Climate solutions must reduce emissions at the source. Offsets can support transition, but they cannot replace it. If this video helped you see carbon offsets more clearly, like the video, subscribe for evidence-based climate breakdowns, and share this with someone who believes carbon neutral means zero impact. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Sustainability Ventures.